Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, the hot mess just hit the fan of social media. We all knew this was coming. This came as no surprise to anybody, and now we have to talk about it. So, just recently, social media blew up a little bit because there was a video. This was a live, Instagram live, if I'm not mistaken, of T.I. and King, their son, their youngest son, basically about to throw down, about to smack each other up, if you will, about to fight, throw hands. Now, the fact that they were fighting is the headline that caught most people's attention, but the reason why is what I was more concerned about. So, 100%, everything that has happened, this little debacle between them, this explosion of the family, if you will, is 100% T.I. and Tiny's fault. Now, it's my understanding that this young man, who is an adult now, he is, above the age of 18, he sat down and he had a conversation. He actually exposed that he didn't even really live with his parents, T.I. and Tiny, that during their show, Family Hustle, I think that's what it was called, he was dropped off at his grandmother's house after they were done filming. So a lot of people were saying that he felt like he had some really deep resentment perhaps towards them, some really deep feelings, negative feelings towards them, because he feels like essentially they kind of threw him in the trash. They really weren't worried about him, concerned about him, unless it was time for them to parade him around the camera for money. Now, they also, somebody on the YouTube streets said that his aunt recently passed away, which is really messed up. Of course, condolences. Although his aunt allegedly, whoever this person was, allegedly was the person who was a bit closer to him in the family than everybody else was. So that on top of, once again, him putting out there that they didn't really mess with him like that, so to speak, is all coming to a spearhead, if you will. Like I said, these negative feelings, which he probably feels very resentful towards them, and now all of a sudden they're trying to be somewhat involved, somewhat like parents, and parent him. Of course, he's not here for it. You can't let a child act buck wild all of their life, drop them off at various family members or friends' houses, allowing them to raise them whenever it's just not convenient for you to do your job as parents, and then be shooketh when they don't want to listen to you, when they don't want to respect you. And that is exactly what we're seeing here. There were also some people trying to say, I guess, that he was tired of people dragging him over his physical appearance, talking about him, calling him ugly and whatnot. And I understand that, it's hard to be a public figure and everybody has something to say about your physical appearance. It's real easy to point out stuff like that. I've said that before. It's easy to come for somebody's physical appearance that everybody can see, and it's messed up. He was a kid. He didn't deserve to be put through that as a kid. He's an adult now. And while I do feel bad that his parents essentially mishandled him and did not raise him with the proper care, discipline, and love that they should have, we've got to keep it a buck, okay? We've already established that T.I. and Tiny are horrendous parents. They failed at parenting their son. Look at how they did Deja, which I'm still trying to understand who's going to ever hold him accountable for that. He's still very raggedy for what he did to Deja, and quite frankly, I'm very concerned for that girl, but that's another story for another video. We've already established that they're raggedy parents, piss poor parents, that they failed at their job at parenting King. And quite frankly, if they would have spent less time going around on tours, focusing on only their music careers and trying to break into other careers in industries that they were never talented enough to be a part of and they knew good and goddamn well, and y'all know who I'm talking about, wannabe fake comedian T.I. And if they weren't so busy racking up assault allegations, allegedly, they would have had the time to actually raise King, to actually show him proper love, respect, care, and discipline him so he wouldn't be the hellion, yes, I said it, that he is today. Speaking of the hellion that he is today, that everybody else who comes in contact with him has the misfortune of coming in contact with him, just like God is going to hold T.I. and Tiny accountable for all the things that they have done and how they mishandled their son, God is going to hold him accountable, King Harris, for all of the raggedy decisions that he still chose to make. We can sit up here and we can say, oh, boo-hoo, woe is King Harris, but he's an adult now. Haven't y'all heard him going around bragging about how he's an adult now? He's grown, which is funny to me because you're not actually grown until you have your own house, car, and job and you can take care of yourself. The last time I checked, this boy is still living with his parents, off of his parents' money, so grown where? They should have checked him when he said that, but we're not going to go there. Yes, he has deep-rooted trauma that he needs help with. Yes, his parents screwed him over, but guess what? Welcome to the world. Welcome to the club. And I'm not saying that to be insensitive. I'm saying it because it's the truth. There are so many people out here who have gone through just as much as King Harris has, or worse, but you don't see them going out taking all of their frustrations and all of their life's trauma out on other people, being a menace in society because they don't know what to do with themselves. What he needs to do is sit down somewhere, reevaluate his life away from the camera screen, away from Instagram Live, away from, like I said, the camera, point blank, period, away from his family. He needs to get a relationship with God. Y'all know I'm going to always bring that into it. Have a talk with Jesus and get some therapy, because that is, quite frankly, the only way he's going to be able to work through this trauma that his parents helped put on him. Until he does that, he's going to keep going at the same rate he's been going at. And once again, his parents, like I've mentioned, are 100% to blame for that. Like I said, he has his own actions he's got to take accountability for that he chose to do since he's so grown now. But his parents are responsible for where he is right now. Now, I said that what was the reason? How did he even get to this? Which we already know. Like I said, them not disciplining him, them not spending time with him, them not showing him love, them not being good parents. But this all blew up over a football game. A football game that he was at where he was just wilding out talking about, I stand on business. And I'm trying to understand, young man, upon what business do you stand upon? You have no job. You have no money of your own. You have not done anything with your life other than, like I said, be a menace of society and be completely insufferable, like I said, to everybody who has the misfortune of being around him. But anyways, wilding out, and his parents were trying to get to him. And that's how this escalated into the fight. Him getting mad, allegedly, because they had made some kind of joke about how, when, like I said, they dropped him off at his grandmother's house that he didn't think was funny. And he felt like, y'all need to put some respect on my name. Once again, I don't understand. Here we go again with these children with unruly mouths and that are very disrespectful. When was it ever okay to speak to your parents like that? I get it. Like I said, they did a lot that was not right. But when was it okay to speak to your parents, the two of the three people who helped bring you into this world? God formed you in the womb, but it took an egg and a sperm for you to get here, and they donated those. So how you gonna talk to the people that helped you get here like that? And then had the audacity to practically swing on his father. Y'all know I don't care two pennies about T.I. or Tiny, but that was still wrong for him to do to him, and to be getting all in his face, talking about blah, 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 N-word, blah, blah, blah. Once again, that's your father. You really gonna talk to your father like that? Really? And then T.I. had to snatch him up by his shirt and say, "You not about to win this fight with me." Because unlike King Harris, T.I. actually did come from that life. Okay? And I never understood why this dude, King, felt the need to try and emulate that lifestyle. You were born in a rich family. You might not have liked the way things turned out. Yes, like I said, he got messed up and screwed over, but you still were born in a rich family. You had a very comfortable upbringing. Why do you want to emulate something that you were not born from, that you didn't come from? I always thought that was a slap in the face to people who were born in the ghetto, who were born in the trenches, and had to work their way, work to the bone to get out of that. It's a slap in the face to those people for anybody to get on the internet and act like they're some gangster thug or somebody from the hood that they're not. That's another reason why nobody really respects him. He's talking about put some respect on his name. He needs to put some respect on his own name. How about you act like where you came from and act like you have common sense? I'm going to go out on a limb here and even say that all of this coming to a spearhead, other than, like I said, his trauma, some of this stuff that he's going through could very well be just the consequences of the actions that he sowed. I've said 1,000 times, you reap what you sow. Even with the whole appearance thing, I'm not saying people should talk about him, especially after them veneers that he got. I feel like he kind of was asking for it with that. How you gonna go around, you're taking advantage of people in the community, once again with the Waffle House incident. You're going back and forward, acting like you're so much better than somebody else who is making an honest living, who wasn't born in a rich family, who didn't have that privilege, who didn't have that fortune. You think you're better than everybody. You're getting on the internet doing goofy stuff, pissing people off, going to the streets and paying homeless people $20 to eat a hot chip. Like that was a boundary that I don't think he can really come back from. That's going to always be attached to him. I hate to say it that way. You can't go out and disrespect people, the average everyday people, then be mad when they come for you verbally. You brought that on yourself. Once again, I don't care what anybody says. Two things can be true at once. He has trauma he needs to work through, but he also has some actions he's got to be held accountable for. Point period blank. Once he's done reaping the consequences of the actions that he's sowed, then somebody needs to get to him and once again, like I said, sit him down and let him know, despite what your parents did, God put you on this earth for a reason. You have a will, but guess what? You're only going to figure it out if you get in him first. Read your Bible. Get a relationship with God. Unlike your parents, go to church. Get some therapy. Find something to do that's productive, make some money off of, that's legal for the love of all that is good, that is legal. Stay planted and steadfast in the right thing, and I can guarantee you his life will do a 180. His life will change for the better. But when do we ever encourage people to do that? Once again, I told y'all the black community, the black culture is for the trash. They don't promote this kind of stuff. They don't tell people, kids, hey, you don't have to be this. You don't have to settle for this. You don't have to go like how you've been going. Just do the right thing and stay planted in doing the right thing. No, it's not going to be easy, but do you want your life to get better? Because it can if you really put the work in. But people don't want to hear that. But anyways, I made a video whenever what happened to Deja. I always try to include some kind of advice to people, anybody listening for that matter. People can take it or they cannot take it. That's up to them. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think of all this and how y'all feel respectfully down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget I have a podcast out there. And y'all have a very blessed and safe and happy day.